Ever wish you could just hear what a perfect star answer sounds like? In this video, I'm giving you 5 real TA interview questions and 5 model answers that show exactly how to do it. By the end of this video, you'll know how to structure your answer quickly under pressure, see what makes each star stage clear but natural, and leave with 5 ready to adapt examples for your own interview. And before we begin, don't forget to ask for the free PDF that accompanies this course. It contains direct video links to each video, star mindset shifts, reflection prompts, and your very own star answer bank. So if you'd like it, just type free PDF please in the comments and I will give you the link. Okay, let's look at question 1, the all-important safeguarding question. So it's a question like, can you tell us about a time when you were concerned about a child's well-being? And here is what a model star answer could sound like. The situation: a child in my group had started arriving tired and withdrawn. The task: I needed to ensure the child's safety and follow safeguarding procedures correctly. The action: I quietly shared my concern with the class teacher, who escalated it to the designated safeguarding lead. I recorded the concern factually using dates and observations. The result: the DSL followed up and support was put in place for the family. The reflection: I learned how important it is to notice small changes and report them. So notice how short that was. It's clear, factual, and shows professional understanding. Now, I'm saying situation, task, action, result, reflection, but you don't need to say that in your answer. Let the answer flow without saying, my situation was, my task was. You don't need to say that. It's using STAR is a way for you to learn to structure your answers. So they're fully rounded answers showing the situation all the way through to what you learned. But when you answer them, you don't need to say, this was my situation, this was my task, all right? Now, if before we move on to the next one, if you want to pause at the end of each question and think of your own real or hypothetical examples and make a note of them along with your star plus R response, that will be useful for the next, for what we're going to do in the next video. So I'll remind you at the end of each question that you can do that. Okay, question 2, teamwork. So a question could be, tell us about a time you worked well as part of a team. And this is an example of a STAR model answer. Situation: our class was preparing for a big assembly with 90 students. The task: I needed to help the teacher and other TAs organise rehearsals and keep students focused. Oh, we've all been there. The action: I suggested splitting the children into smaller groups so each adult could support a section. I communicated with others daily so we all stayed in sync. The result: the performance went smoothly and the teachers praised how calmly the team managed the children. And the reflection: that experience reminded me that great teamwork means great communication, especially in busy environments. And again, you can pause here and think of a situation of your own along with your own star plus R response. Question 3, SEND, special educational needs and disabilities support. A question could be, describe a time you supported a child with additional needs. And a STAR model answer could be, situation: I supported a year 2 pupil with autism who found, in fact, I think the better way to say that is I supported an autistic student who found transitions between activities difficult. Task: I needed to help him stay calm and follow the routine with less distress. Action. I introduced a simple visual timetable and gave him a 2-minute warning before changes. The result? Within weeks, transitions became much smoother and he started reminding me what was coming next. And the reflection, it taught me how consistency and preparation reduce anxiety for children with special educational needs and disabilities. And again, you can pause here with your own example that shows you helped someone make progress. Question 4, behaviour. So a question about behaviour could be something like, can you give an example of managing challenging behaviour? And here's an example of a STAR model answer. The situation. A pupil in year 4 frequently shouted out and disrupted group work. The task. I needed to help him stay on task without escalating the situation. Action. I used calm verbal cues, gave specific praise when he managed short bursts of focus, and quietly checked in about what was triggering him. Result. His interruptions decreased and he began earning praise cards for positive participation. And the reflection, that experience showed me how positive reinforcement works far better than confrontation. And again, you can pause here and think of a situation where you helped a child turn things around. And question 5, initiative. So a question about initiative could be, tell us about a time you showed initiative in the classroom. And this is the model STAR answer. Situation. Our teacher was running late for an assembly and the class began to get restless. Task. I needed to keep them calm and ready to go without losing focus. Action. I started a quick times table challenge game to keep everyone engaged and seated. Result. By the time the teacher arrived, the class was settled and she thanked me for keeping things running smoothly. Reflection, it reminded me that small proactive steps can make a big impact on classroom atmosphere. And again, you can pause here. What's something you did without being asked that made a difference? And think of your own STAR plus R response. So practicing STAR plus R answers doesn't mean memorizing scripts. It's about building confidence in a structure. So when you're asked a question at interview, you automatically know that you've got to think of something. You've got to tell them the situation. You've got to tell them the task that you needed to do in that situation. You've got to tell them the action that you actually did. You've got to tell them the result of the action, and you've got to tell them what you learned, the reflection at the end of all that. So once you know the rhythm, situation, task, action, result, and reflection, your answers will sound natural and composed, even under interview pressure. Now, I've given you some model answers here, so you can, in the next video, it will become apparent how you can sort of put those all together. It's always useful, especially if you're inexperienced, to have a bank of answers and practice them on a regular basis so they kind of go into your subconscious brain, and your subconscious brain will retrieve them when they're needed at a real interview. So in video 6, we will look at building your own STAR answer bank, and I look forward to seeing you there.